I was long gone from WWE when I started talking to TNA, and they had been trying to reach me from the time I left WWE, and I really had no interest in being back in the industry. Finally, after so many phone calls and so many emails and so many DMs on Twitter, Bubba Ray Dudley and Taz and Tommy Dreamer came to me and said, just talk to them, hear what they have to say. My concept with TNA was the Dana White concept with UFC. Give me the ball and let me run with it. And if I fail, I fail. And if I don't, I don't. But you're going to have to let me take a stab at this over. Not like New Jack stabs white people, but let me take a try at this. WWE had all these legends, all these Hall of Famers. They had an established product. They had a certain way. I was going to take TNA in a completely different direction. And unfortunately for a lot of friends of mine, that direction meant get rid of all the legends, make it a young guys promotion. At the time also, WWE had fired Daniel Bryan. And my protege, Gabe Sapolsky, was very tight with Daniel Bryan because he gave Daniel Bryan his first big break. So one of my plans was to bring Daniel Bryan into TNA at the time, and he was quite willing to do so, as he wrote in his own book. And the whole concept was going to be build it around the young guys, build it around a more MMA style, just give it a completely different feel than the WWE light product that they were presenting back in 2010 and 2011, which is when I ended up talking with them. They didn't want to get rid of the old guys. Sorry, we don't want to do it. They had Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, no knock on Eric Bischoff this time. They had Sting, they had Mick Foley, they had Ric Flair, they had Kevin Nash, they had the Dudley Boys, they had Rob Van Dam, they had Jeff Hardy. 10 people who were considered legends. And they couldn't grasp the concept that these legends, one by one, would all leave them at some point. And they just figured, no, but we have them, and why would we want to get rid of them? Because the public's not buying your product, so let's sell them a different product. And they just wouldn't do it, and I wasn't willing to compromise what I believed was going to work, because I wasn't going to come back into this industry and fail. I already felt that I had failed with the new ECW. I couldn't stop WWE from doing what they did to the legacy of that brand. I felt that I hoard out the legacy of the brand and myself by performing on that television show, because what they did to the name of ECW was terrible to me, and it was a nightmare to me, and I didn't want to relive it by getting back into the business only to fail again.